Hey everyone, Divine Duchess here with another episode of Self-Love, a personal journey. I hope you guys can hear me because I'm moving about. I get these while I'm cleaning up, so I get these insights while I'm listening to certain topics as I am going about my day. I want to talk about change within yourself and expecting change from others. I was in a relationship with this man for 10 years, and it was a roller coaster of a relationship that I would never, it's not a ride that I would ever go on again. It's not even an amusement park where this ride is at that I would ever want to visit. I don't even want to drive through the state or the location, the street, the area, the neighborhood, any place that has anything to do with this particular amusement park. And when I met this man, I met him at a time in my life where I was going through some real traumatic things back to back. And when I met him, to be honest, I felt like I needed or wanted a safe space because everything else around me at that time was crazy. I think I mentioned this before. I don't know if I mentioned it in the previous episode about my family. You know, my mother had opened up a restaurant. I resigned from my job. I started working at the restaurant. It was a time where it was a lot of change, a lot of new, a lot of old, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. But at that particular time when I met him, the restaurant had closed and I had just had a baby and her father was nowhere to be found. As far as I know, at the time he had gotten married and he moved to Florida. So he was not in the picture in any shape or in any form. And my source of income, which was the restaurant, had closed. It was an emotional and financial blow to me and my mother at the time. So it was a crazy time for me. And I met him, like I said, in a time where I was just crushed. Things were just crazy. I have this baby. You know, it was a time. When we met, it felt like it was safe. Because I wanted safety and I wished for it. And I wished for solace. I wished for some comfort. I wanted all of those things. And I projected all those things onto this man. And he was never able to reciprocate in the way that I needed him to. But when I look back at our relationship in hindsight, and even in hindsight, and even during the time, he was damaged, he was hurt, he was in pain, and I was hurt and I was in pain. And I looked at him and I saw myself at that time and I'm like, these are two people who are hurt and in pain. And maybe we could take this journey of healing and, restoration together. And that was my desire. It was never his desire. And I found myself always with the desire for him to change because I wanted to change. I wanted to change my life. I wanted to come out the funk. I wanted to come out the pain that I was feeling. I wanted to enjoy my life. I wanted to move forward. I wanted to build something with this man. I wanted to have a life with him. I mean, it was a lot of, I can't even this life story with this particular book of my life with him it has so many layers. But what I wanted to talk about honestly was change. I wanted him to change because I was changing. I felt that I needed to change. I needed to change the way I felt about myself, where my life was going, where I wanted to go. But as I was changing, he wasn't willing to change. And you know how you have those wedding cakes, and on top of the wedding cakes, they have the bride and then the groom, and she's like dragging him. That was what it was like. It was like I was dragging this man to change. I was dragging him to come out of his pain, dragging him to come out of his hurt, dragging him to find peace, dragging him to want to live a different life, dragging him to move forward, just dragging. And I'm pulling myself and I'm pulling. And it got to a point where it was like, you know what? I can't keep wanting to change myself and forcing somebody that doesn't want to change. It always goes back to self. I projected all that I wanted for myself onto him. All the change that I wanted for myself, I wanted for him. And he just reflected back the changes that he was not willing to make. And it took me so long to understand it. And like, I couldn't understand why would somebody want to stay hurt? Why would somebody want to stay in pain? Why would somebody want to sit in their past that was so hurtful, that was so painful, that was so changing of them, and consciously know that it is doing damage to them mentally, physically, that it affects every relationship that you come across? How do you do that? But I saw it. I saw how he took that pain and that suffering and that darkness, that the ego, the pride, the whatever, the abandonment. Like the man had issues, yo. Issues. Damage. He was broken in pieces. And I sat there in that relationship for 10 years like a fool as I look back, because I was just doing it to myself, trying to put back pieces of somebody else when I'm supposed to be putting back pieces of myself. I'm the broken one here too. But we was going to kill each other to save each other. Like I was like, no, hold on. When is it? He wasn't doing anything to put the pieces of my heart back together, the pieces that I was trying to heal. Or I was damn near fixing myself and fucking wasting my time helping this motherfucker. Anyway. Yo, I look back at that shit like, yo, it's crazy. So when you talk about change, when you want people around you to change, you can't change nobody. You can't even hope for somebody to change. You can't even think about somebody changing. Because who they are, who they present themselves to be is usually who they really are and who they present themselves to be. Everybody's weird. I learned, I'm still learning a lot of these things, like masking and all that shit. I don't know much about that because I guess I don't understand masking. I'm gonna have to look into that, but people walk around with, I know the general of masking being people walk around with these false identities. Okay, maybe that's what it is. I want to be the same person that I am in front of your face and behind your back. And this man put on the biggest front of a lifetime. He was, listen, if there was an award, the Academy Actors Award for a Best Academy Award for the best masking narcissistic behavior, and it would probably go into him. But he was one of the greatest lessons I've learned about love and unconditional love. And I learned a lot about myself because it all goes back to me. It all goes back to you. So when you look for people to change you. That's the only person that you have control over. How you move, how you act, how you talk, how you walk, how you think, how you dress, how you eat, how you do anything in life. Because this is your story. This is the book you're writing. I wish I'd have known that then, because I would have written, I'd have hurry up and crossed that. Like it was an eye-opening experience for me. And it has changed me for the better. Because now I really see my bound. I'm grateful for the experience. I'm not even bitter or mad about it or regretful about it. I don't have any hate towards him, any resentment towards him. It just was about me. That's all it was. And he was a character in the story about me coming of age, of coming into being me. And I'm grateful for that journey. So as you go along in your journey, when you're thinking about changing of others, look to yourself first. Look to why you want others to change or other people to change when change is for you. And if that other person don't want to change others, that's on them. You worry about you and how you need to change or make a difference for yourself in your life. Just wanted to share that. Thank you for listening. I'm going to go ahead and finish cleaning up my place. It's a beautiful Sunday, and I'm thankful for being here. I'm thankful for the experience. I thank you for guys listening. Like, share, and subscribe. Please leave a comment. And I love you. Enjoy your Sunday, and take it easy. Bye.